Hello everyone and welcome back to the Palladian Academy Minecraft Let's Play. Welcome to my diamonds. It's been a little while since I last did a Palladian Academy video, and one of the reasons is because, as you can probably notice, I am feeling a little bit sick right now. So that's one of the reasons. Another reason is that I have been quite incredibly busy. My job has really started to pick up at the moment. Stop. So that's also taking up more of my time. So I hope you've been well. I hope I get well soon. I don't want to sound like this the whole time. Anyway, I have made a lot of progress here in this world. Let's just check what level am I at. Why? And I want to show you most of it, or as much as I can. Probably won't be able to show you all of it yet. There's a lot that I've done. So, but first of all, what I want to do is explain to you my policy with cheating. I think I get the idea that most people who play Minecraft engage in a little bit of extra game activity, let's call it. They use some tools or something like that, which is not in the game. So, for example, Minutor or Amidst or MC Edit, those kinds of things. And I'm going to tell you right now that I'm not totally opposed to using some of those tools some of the time. So let me be really clear. I want to discover most of the things in this world without using any mods or extra stuff. Let's see if I can get down there. No diamonds? No. Sad times. So I don't. Oh yeah, I'm explaining my cheating policy. See, I can't think when I'm not well, and I always find it difficult to speak while I'm playing. It's hard to multitask that way. Gotta concentrate. Anyway. So, I don't, let me tell you what I do. So, what I have done in this is, I'm going to use certain things purely to save time. So, for example, I have used Minutor simply as a kind of big map that allows me to see the whole world. It allows me to sometimes notice things that I might not have noticed otherwise. And because this is single player, I can do that. Obviously, on multiplayer, that's not possible. The other thing I have used is Amidst. I used Amidst to find a witch hut because they're a bit notoriously hard to find, I think. And yeah, it's just one of those things where I could spend a lot of time looking for it, and yeah, that would be strictly speaking, legit. But because I have only a limited amount of time to spend on Minecraft anyway, I have to economize my time. So one way I can do that is by making certain tasks easier, certain tasks which are otherwise just a bit tedious, like finding a witch hut. So I did find a witch hut nearby, not too far away. I actually went sailing for one because I wanted to find one legit, and I sailed for about probably 5,000 blocks all along the coast, because I noticed from previous times when I've looked at maps, not this map, but when I've looked at other maps, there's lava above here. I've noticed that if a swamp spawns near the edge of the ocean, there's a good chance that there can be a lot of water near the witch hut, which makes it a lot easier to disable the spawning of other monsters in the area. Because I want to build a witch farm as soon as I can. Like it's going to happen very soon. It's one of my priorities. I don't know if you guys saw, but I showed my design for a witch farm. I'm going to use pretty much the same design in this world. I might make a few small modifications, but nothing major. The benefits of having, of course, the Extreme Hills edge. Yeah, I'm just mining in the Extreme Hills area so I can have a chance of getting emeralds. Diamonds, brilliant. Jungle, okay. So I'm just leaving it. I set up my base, as you guys saw last time, in the Extreme Hills area. Got my mine down here. I'm still at the same base. I was thinking of moving at some point, but I've now realized that because the witch hut is so close, and I found a nearby village as well, there's actually no need to move. It's actually a brilliant position to be in. So I don't think I will go anywhere. At the moment, I'm just gathering a lot of resources so that when I do embark on projects like the witch farm and things like that, I don't waste a lot of time going, oh, I needed that, and then I have to go mine for it, and then, oh, I need that, and I have to go mine for it. So that's my policy on cheating. I don't do it yeah, I don't do it unless I really want to. No, I will only do things that give me certain kinds of information. Okay, so if I really need to quickly find a certain type of information, like where a witch hut is, then okay, maybe I will do a little bit of cheating. What is technically cheating? But I'm not going to go and like find diamonds everywhere using a mid store or anything. Well, you can't use a mid for that, but I'm not going to find diamonds everywhere and just go for them. That's why I've got these mine shafts going. I should actually tell you about this. These mine shafts, man. I dug out this one, that there's two there, another two over there. 6 mine shafts all the way to the edge of the biome. It's like 400 blocks each way. Oh no, not that much. Like 200 blocks each way. And I got 0 diamonds, none whatsoever. And that's all I'm looking for, right? That's my #1 priority for what I'm looking for. So I did eventually find more diamonds, as you can see. I've got 2 stacks now and 13, which is excellent. I'm very happy about that. But for the longest time, I just did not find any diamonds. It was very, very strange. It's night time, so I sleep. Okay, so further to my policy on cheating, I will never spawn in any items. So anything I use to build in the world or to do anything has to be legitimately obtained. So I've got my farms out here, carrots and potatoes, there's my sugar canes. I'm also keeping cows, which is an excellent thing to do. If you don't keep cows, I highly recommend it, because you get yourself a sword with looting or flame on it, and you get all the leather you ever need. And plenty of beef, so it's just about the best food source to eat in the game, and I've got loads of it now, which is great. I've got my trees farming around here. I'm not going to harvest these right now because I don't want to bore you. I just want to show you quickly. Oh yeah, one other way that I kind of cheated was what I will show you here. Last time I showed you that I found a zombie spawner. Well, I looked around and I needed to farm a skeleton spawner, and I hadn't found any, and I was having a hard time finding them. So I actually just looked using the X-ray trick to find this one. Oh, I found a bunch of spawners, and this spawner is back there. I found it using the design by Casper's MC. It's a brilliant design. I've always liked it. I've used it ever since I started playing Minecraft. Basically, they get transported up a water ladder, then they get pushed off a long drop, 23 blocks, and they come out here, and then I just punch them like that. And as a result, I've got plenty of bones and plenty of arrows. That's actually the main reason I wanted to farm this thing, because I wanted arrows, and also I can get bows without having to make them. That's good. So let me also show you my zombie spawner, because that one I haven't set up as nicely as this one, and I actually have to fix it, because I realized after I built the skeleton one back there that I didn't dig the floor of the zombie spawner out enough. So I'm gonna have to do something. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna manage that, because the water ladder is now gonna be one block off. Need a bucket. Take a couple of buckets of water, and yeah, so that's basically my policy on cheating. I won't create any items, because I've allowed cheats in this game, because sometimes I want to be able to fly up and show you the area and that sort of thing. But I'm not going to spawn in anything, and I'm not going to, well, I'm going to avoid changing it to peaceful as much as possible. Don't know how pointful that is, but whatever. Anyway, oh yes, my old dirt and wood shack got blown up by a creeper, so I had to rebuild using this design, which is extremely super boring. But don't worry, I'm going to build nicer stuff. Right now I'm just focusing on getting resources quickly. I need some signs, which might be somewhere in here. Aha, there they are. Excuse me. Oh yeah, as you can see, I spent most of my early times with the spawners, doing, yeah, iron tools and stuff. Did a bunch of bows, eventually got power 4 flame 1 and another power 4. That gives me a power 5 flame 1 bow, which is, in my opinion, is the perfect bow, because even though I've got better bows, like that's a better bow technically, I don't like punch for a bow. I think it's kind of pointless. And infinity, it doesn't matter, because I've got tons of arrows. So power 5 is brilliant, and flame, that's going to be good for doing anything in the nether or attacking the the wither, anything like that. Looting. Okay, I did get this sword, which is amazing. the second best sword you can get. This is just at level 30 enchant, as you probably would have guessed. I've got another looting sword as well, so, but I'm saving those for when I go after the wither skeletons. Oh yeah, texture pack doesn't have a slightly broken anvil. First time I ever made something on this anvil, it broke straight away, so that was disappointing. But it's random, so you know, just it happens if it happens. Okay, let me get to this zombie spawner, and I can show you some of the surroundings as well. There's my nether wart farm. I went to the nether, and I will show you that as well in this episode, hopefully. So I've got that's 64 times 4, so 256, I think. Does that sound right? Yes, it does. No? Yeah. 256, and I don't know how much they yield, but I've got about half a double chest full of nether wart back there. I haven't brewed any potions yet, though. Okay, here's my zombie spawner. Right now I have my sounds off, but what I will do is switch them on. And we can hear the zombies already. So what I need to do, I think, is go up here. Oops, that was my infinite water source that I don't have any blocks. Oh, it's annoying. Ooh yeah, that's very annoying. This new hitbox for chests is really ruining my touch with stuff. Anyway, okay, so the zombies, I believe, are in there. No, they're in there. Why is there light in there? Is that just me? Must be. Go away. This sword only has knockback on it, so it's pretty bad. Yeah, whatever. Okay, let's get this in here. I think I need a couple more torches. One there will do, and there. It's probably enough. Okay, so can I get out there? Probably not. I'll just do that, and I can get out. Okay, so what I need to do is there needs to be 2 blocks of air below the spawner itself before I start putting this water. So I'm going to get rid of this water, like so. And then I need to dig out the floor. Ooh, okay, yep, that makes it. Zombie, of course, come for me. Go away. Okay, and then I need to think about how this bottom bit's going to be. Anyway, let's dig out this bit. Go, 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 go. This diamond pick, by the way, I'm going to make it an efficiency 5, unbreaking 3 when its durability runs low. F3H is the tool, I think. Nope. F3H. Oh, that's pressed F4. F3H. Yep, there we go. So it's still got 173 uses left, which translates to about 720 because of the way that unbreaking 3 works. It's like a probability of it breaking every time. So, that's good. Let's go down one more. So we're going to need water at this block right here. Probably shouldn't be hard to do. Okay, now you probably have noticed that we haven't talked about any philosophy yet, and that's really just because I've been wanting to show you guys all of this stuff that I've been working on. But don't worry, we are going to talk about it. So one more out. Let's see what that does. Okay, that makes him jump. That might work. Alright, let's collect these torches and get out of here. The torches hitchbox seems to be really glitchy. Look at that. Every time they fix something in this game, something else gets broken. That's going to be a sacrifice torch. Oh, he picked it up. Maybe I will get it back after all. Okay, we close that up. Bump. And now we can come down into here. And, oh yes, armor. Have a look at my golden armor. This is all from the skeleton and the zombie spawn. So, pretty good haul, I'd say. I've prepared these, so... And of course I need 4 more levels to enchant my next. Aha, excellent. Another golden helmet. Brilliant. This is also where I got my carrots the first time. And of course there are no torches because they're all washed away. Oh dear. Okay, I'm going to be right back. And I'm back. I'm level 30. There's a bunch of stuff that I wanted to say which I've now forgotten. Oh yeah, one thing is that I am trumpeting the values of eating beef while eating chicken. There is a good reason for that. And it's very simple. I want the feathers. So if you want feathers, you gotta eat chicken. Gotta keep chickens at least. Let's see if we can get to my base without blowing it up. Seems to be okay. Can never trust it. I've had a creeper blow up here several times now. Creeper blew up in there. Took out half my farm. Didn't really matter too much, but still annoying. Okay, now, the reason why I'm sick, that's what I wanted to talk about next. I keep forgetting, because it's hard to concentrate. Anyway, the reason why I'm not doing my best is because at the weekend I was at an economics seminar in the city, and it was brilliant. It was fantastic. I loved it very much. It was a great time. I think I'll enchant a diamond pickaxe. Get my diamonds underwater. 1, 2, 3. You should all too. Do the same thing. 2 of those. Shove that in there. Don't need to hold on to that right now. Nope. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, as you can see, my base is pretty badly built right now. It's not very convenient, everything, but what will we get? That's not very good, I have to say. I need a Fortune 3 diamond pickaxe, and I need a Silk Touch diamond pickaxe. I don't have either of those yet. Okay, so as I was saying, I didn't need those signs. The conference, well, it was a seminar really, not a conference. I enjoyed it very much. It was about economics, but also about a bunch of other stuff. For example, one of the subjects that was touched on was discrimination. The speaker was talking about what gives rise to discrimination in our lives. Like, most people I'm trying to think of discrimination as a bad word, but really it's just what we do all the time. Because you discriminate against people you don't know by not talking to them, or you discriminate against, you know, everyone who's not your girlfriend when you're in love. So, or your boyfriend if you're a girl. So, discrimination is a natural part of life. It's really just part of what we how we live. So to say that it's in some way wrong is, well, it requires a bit of a leap of imagination. First of all, you have to presume that the person doing the discriminating is doing it for a reason that he just doesn't like people of that type. So, for example, if you're saying this person is discriminating against women, then you must think, well, that guy is, or women, I'm not being sexist, some women might discriminate against women. He's discriminating, or she's discriminating against that person because they are a woman. Or it works the other way, they're discriminating against that person because he's a man. So that is what you have to assume about the person doing the discriminating. Now, that there may not be any reason to believe that that's actually the case. So, person, man, this is why I turn the sounds off. Crazy in there. Let's go to the nether. I think I better... No, I'm wearing my armor. Good. Okay, so I want to show you where I came out in the nether, because this was great. Check it out. Fortress right there. Great success, as they say. Oh yeah, that's what I want a silk touch shovel for. To get these glowstones. Oh yes. This is where I walked up. Kind of like the look of the nether. I took a screen cap of the nether the other day at maximum view distance, which for Optifine users is 512 blocks away or something like that, or 256 blocks. And it actually looks pretty cool, so recommended. Anyway, the reason why I'm here is because I just wanted to show you that I came out in a very nice spot. This was not planned at all. I didn't do any cheating to put myself in a good position or anything like that. The spawn in this world is where I was standing when I started this LP. So there's no cheating involved here. I've had a little bit of a look around and I did find some other fortresses which would be better. I do plan to do a nether farm which is going to get me zombie pigment. Ooh. That's close. It's going to get me zombie pigmen and wither skeletons and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I was using to do the looking through walls thing. I visited a jungle temple, which is over up here. I think you'll be able to see it not too far from here. Time to harvest the crops. It doesn't matter. I've got plenty of food stuffs now. Don't really need to harvest anything. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you a little around the place a little bit. So I'm going to go into creative and I'll show you around. Just for the sake of letting you have a little look, and I'll set the render distance to far so you can see a bit further. Okay, load up chunks, come on. Excuse me. There's the jungle temple. It took me forever to get in there because it's right on top of this like little bit of mountain, and there's no proper way in. The real entrance is blocked by stuff, dirt. So I have to dig my way in, and that's what you can see here. But yeah, it was nice to find a jungle temple. There was some pretty sweet loot in there. And I think I might be able to find the witch hut for you as well, if you want to have a little look there. It's over this way. It won't take me too long to get there, because flying in creative is way faster than how I did get there, which is sailing. Nearly there. Initially I went that way, and I sailed around the coast, as I said, because you can find, sometimes you can find witch huts in mostly water, as I showed in my witch hut tutorial video, and that's great because then nothing can spawn. But yeah, you have to be on the coast for that. So I decided, well, the way I'll do it is I'll just sail around the coast and then I'll find it. But no, that did not work. I found a swamp. It was a pretty big swamp, but there was no witch hut in there. I later confirmed that there was no witch hut with amidst, so there was definitely nothing in there. Sadly. Anyway, if I'd come down this way first, I would have found this one legit, but, you know, whatever. Where is it, actually? I think it's a little bit further. It's next to a desert. The desert should start over there somewhere, I think. By the way, if any of you know how to make the world loading faster, please let me know, because there it is. I have looked and looked, and I cannot. Like, I'm using sweet. I'm using every possible technique to try to speed it up. I didn't know the sand was different in different biomes. Huh. I have tried to well, I now have Minecraft sitting on an SSD, so that should speed things up. But I think that the limiting factor is actually the CPU. I think that the way the chunk loading works is that the chunks are compressed, and then the compressed chunk is read by the game and loaded into memory after it's been decoded by the CPU. If any of you know anything about this game mechanic, please let me know, because it's interesting. I like to know about this sort of stuff. Just for one thing, you can figure out better ways to configure the game, and for another, I find it just interesting. So if you know anything about how the game loads chunks, please let me know. I might do some reading up later on. Anyway, yeah, let's get back to discrimination, because I did want to talk a little bit about this. The way that he put it is that if you are, let's say that, okay, let's pretend we're in America, because you have to do that. If you're in America, let's say you're a taxi driver. I think it's past this way. Yeah. If you are in America and you see a young black man waiting for a taxi who waved you down, then there are certain things you need to know about the person that will help you make the decision. For example, is he going to pay? So that's one thing that you need to know. For another thing, is he asking for a cab? So clearly, you can see that he's asking for a cab, but you cannot see whether or not he's going to pay. So you can only find that out by actually picking him up and finding out. The other thing you want to know is, okay, suppose you want to know whether he is in fact not going to pay, if he's going to attack you, if he's a criminal guy, and but you don't know that because you can't see that he's a criminal. The question is, should you pick him up? There are also things that about him that you can see that might lead you to make a decision about whether or not you think he might be a criminal. For example, if he's from a high-risk group, people group, then he might. There's maybe a higher chance that he's a criminal. So if I need to change my game mode, game mode 0. If he's a black person, then he will tend to be more likely to be a criminal, because just as a pure fact of just because of the statistics, more black people are criminals than white people. Now that doesn't mean that you're assuming that all black people are criminals. Definitely not. But what you are doing is you're trying to make a decision about whether or not it's risky enough, or if it's safe enough to pick this guy up, given your information. So you only have a limited amount of information, and to make your decision, I'm just walking around aimlessly. Let's do some mining. You only have a limited amount of information to make your decision, and one of those pieces of information that you can see before you pick him up is that they are a black man. So the question is that a piece of information that you should be using to help you make a decision? Speaking in purely rational terms, yes, it is, because it is a thing that you can see. You can't determine any of these other unseen attributes, like whether or not they're able to pay or whether or not they actually are a criminal and are going to attack you. But you have to work from what you can see. Now, the anti-discrimination lobby group are actually against even that. So what they are talking about is that even if the person that you are evaluating is from a high-risk group, you still are not allowed to evaluate him based on the characteristics you know about that group. So let's say, suppose that 99% of all, what should we call it? Try to be non-offensive here. Let's say 99% of all people with red hair are into assault. They always they assault people. If you are a taxi driver and you see a red-haired person, red-haired man probably, waving you down, don't worry about those diamonds, I'm going to get them. What are you going to do? What sort of decision should you be making? Now, red-haired people are a minority, so the anti-discrimination people would say, no, you shouldn't be making your decision based on what you know about that person, what you can see about him. You should just pick him up, and if he's a criminal, well, you know, we feel very sorry for you, but that's just bad luck. So the question then becomes, what are you going to do? If it makes sense to discriminate based on appearance, just in terms of statistics, probability. Come on, guys. Help. Just die. Go away. I hear lava. if it makes sense to discriminate against the redhead person, who, you know, 99% of redhead people engage in violent behavior. Should you discriminate against that person or not? Keeping in mind, you don't know whether or not he is a criminal or not. So, maybe you live in a small town and there are a lot of there are not that many redheads in town, and all the redheads who have previously been done for assault, you know, they have their pictures up around town or something, so you tend to know that. But this guy is from a different town which has the same statistics, but you just don't know about it. So the question is, should you pick him up or should you not? Well, clearly, from a safety standpoint, no, you shouldn't, because even though you don't know whether or not he is a criminal or not, or intends to engage in criminal behavior against you, rational decision making directs you to use the information that you have at your disposal, which is that most redhead people are in fact engaging in criminal behavior, and that if you pick this guy up, then it's pretty likely that you might be assaulted. So, should you take that risk? I would say no, you should not. You shouldn't pick him up. So it's the same for any other people group, be they black, be they Hispanic. You know, we don't really worry about those sorts of things here in Australia because most crime is committed by white people because, well, most people are white. But really, the biggest contributors to criminal activity are poverty and the behaviors that result from it, for example, gang activity and that sort of thing. So, because in America, black people have tended to be poorer than white people, and that's not because of discrimination, by the way, or not because of negative discrimination, it's because of positive discrimination in their favor. Because black people have tended to be poorer, they also have tended to be more commonly the criminals. I did pick up a diamond, didn't I? I must have. So, I would say that if it's rational to discriminate, if it's rational to make a decision, make that decision. It doesn't matter. Hello, Squid. It doesn't matter if the anti-discrimination lobby and their friends think that you are a racist pig, because you're not being racist necessarily. You might be being racist, but you're not necessarily being racist. In other words, they can't tell, there's no way to tell by looking at you whether you're being racist or whether you're making a rational decision, or whether you're just discriminating based on a rational decision-making process. And that's actually one of the reasons why the anti-discrimination people are so against discrimination of any kind, right? Even rational discrimination. They accept the fact that some people are higher risk groups for crime or violent behavior, whatever. Yeah. This storage room, by the way, is badly designed. I should have made it 3 blocks wide, not 1 block wide. It's really annoying. But as I say, all of this is going to change in the near future. So, worry not. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say about discrimination for the time being. As I say, it was a great conference. Discrimination wasn't the only thing that was talked about. We talked about abortion, we talked about education, we talked about philosophy, political philosophy and that sort of thing. And I have to say, overall, I found it was a very, very interesting and stimulating conference, even though some of the things that the speaker said I did disagree with. So I really enjoyed it, but the downside was that due to circumstances that were out of my control, I had very, very little sleep over that weekend. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm now feeling pretty sick. Okay, I'm just going to check the length of the video and then I'll be back. Okay, it looks like the length of this video has made up for the shortness of the other video. So, once again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you've got any questions about what I've said in this episode, please go ahead and let me know. Tell me what your question is. If you want to argue with me about something, if you think I'm wrong about discrimination or whatever you think, send me a comment and I will try to answer in the best way that I can. And please don't flame, guys. It's really not worth it. The person who you're talking to is unlikely to be listening to what you're saying if you are flaming them. So if you really want to get a point across, if you think someone else's viewpoint is particularly badly thought out, flaming them is really, it's not the way to go. If you want to convince people, you have to tell them what you believe, why you believe it, and then they have to make their own decision. And that's kind of what this is all about as well. I'm telling you guys what I believe about various things, and then it's up to you to decide whether or not you agree with me or disagree with me. And I don't want to eat carrots. And that way we can have a good discussion and hopefully all learn something. I'm nowhere near knowing everything. Believe me, I know that. So I'm always trying to improve my knowledge of things, and if you have a point to contribute to the discussion of any of my videos, go ahead. I'll try to reply. I probably will be able to because I don't have many watchers yet, many viewers. So until next time, I hope that you have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow.